back.
Hey!
It feels good to be back in my safe haven. Man, I missed it. I know a lot of y'all been missing me. That's us. Just my ego, man. I just can't control him. But it feels so good to be back. I want to appreciate you for returning. Got a lot of new listeners. Shout out to all those new listeners. Shout out to all them out there.
Whoop, whoop.
Also got some new countries. Shout out to those new countries that's listening.
Hey.
And as always, got my partner in crime, my headache, Miss Cece.
Hey.
Yeah. So what's been going on with you?
You know, the same old. We just out here making it, you know. Trying new things, doing new things, always trying to progress, never trying to be the same as you saw me last time.
Yeah.
Just well, not you. But, you know, always learning new things, always trying to just grow.
Grow. And I know a lot of people have been asking, like, what's been going on for the past month? And just to let everybody know, you know, for these sponsors, you know, a lot of things why I couldn't, you know, get the ones that I want. I mean, we got a couple, but to get the ones that I wanted, they want video for some odd reason. They want to see you doing it. And I think, you know, they kind of want to see how you doing it, just in case.
Is that it?
Yeah. If they want to give game to somebody else, you know those.
They wanna find out your techniques and teach them. So
yeah, how my coach said, you always got to watch those people in the suits. You'll never trust those
people. Is it the
people.
suit or is it... Never mind, I ain't going. Never mind.
You can never trust those people in the suits, is what my coach used to say.
Yeah.
And I will say that coach was white.
I want to say what my daddy said.
And what's that?
Well, the white man. I'm just kidding.
The brother man and the other man. So, yeah. But like I said, it feels so good to be back. We got some guests coming, some real special guests coming. We're going to branch off and do some other things. We're going to turn this into a whole little production company by yours truly.
Hey.
Right?
You're so good at this, too. You would think you've been doing it forever.
I have. In my mind, I've been doing it forever. I want to give a shout out to my brother Greendo, because we've been talking about this for a while. I also want to give a shout out to my other brother, Wayman, because he's another guy that we've been talking about doing this. So shout out to those fellas. Y'all comment for me, because y'all can say it better than anybody. I have been doing this for a while. In my head. That's where it starts. It starts in your head.
Yeah, you've been talking about it for years.
No.
It has been.
Years.
It's been years.
Has been years. All right, let's get into the stuff that I've been wanting to talk about. So, about a month ago, I had already heard this about a month ago, but a couple weeks ago, this little clip had been circulating the internet. So I'm going to play just a little snippet of it, the part that I want to talk about, because there's a lot that you can get into in this video, but I just want to talk about this one part that I know a lot of black women do. I don't want to talk about the black women right now, but a lot of black women do this.
I think you need to say women.
No, you're right. I can't say women,
I want you to target us.
But I can only talk about what I deal with, and I only deal with black women.
Sounds like self-hate to me, but
ooh, you can't do that with me, because don't nobody love a sister more than me. But I'm gonna play this video right quick so you can quit hating on me. Oh, let me play this video. oh, here you go. Oh. let's start off. She did a great job of She flipped it. She tried to flip it so many times. She was like, "What? So I forced you," and she don't even know what she got herself into. But let's start with you. What do you think about that? I just want to know.
Finish that comment.
As far as what?
She dug herself in.
I didn't say that she dug herself in. I just said she flipped it a lot to try and answer something that she didn't want to answer, and she ended up getting herself in more deeper waters than what originally it was. Because I think he was talking about.
How did she try to flip it?
Because she was talking about, she just out of nowhere just threw, "Oh, I forced you to get married to me? Like, I forced you to get married to me?" And he wasn't even talking about that. He said monogamy. See what I'm saying?
Let's listen to it again.
See, look, man.
Play it back.
I'm going to play it back one more time. That way you can hear it. Hopefully there ain't no copyright infringement on this. But I like them. They're a beautiful couple.
They are. I love watching them.
Me too. Play it one more time. See? See how...
Keep listening. Avoidance.
Yeah.
Okay. Admittance. Okay, I agree. She avoided the question,
yes.
And she also admitted that she did want to be married. However, just a little background of the clip. He was talking about being monogamous and how his woman basically don't want to have sex with him as much as he wants to have sex with her.
Yes.
However, he is. I feel like they are using monogamy and marriage interchangeably, and they're not the same. Because you can be married to somebody and not be monogamous.
Yes.
And you can be monogamous and not be married, and they are interchanging that. So I don't think that she was. I don't think that she flipped it. She does want to be monogamous. She did want to be married, but she didn't say that was a force. Now,
to my question.
To your question, how do I feel about that? I agree.
Well, here's and I think me and you discussed this before.
Briefly.
Briefly. Because, a lot of times we do that. We talk about good stuff, and we was like,
wait.
We like, damn, that would have been good for the podcast. So we was like, we kind of just stopped. But I think we kind of generally got like where we was going with that. So just my question to you, which we kind of got into a deeper thing, but my question to you is why do, and like I said, I can only speak for black women because that's who I deal with. I don't necessarily deal with white women, Mexican women, Indian women, Native American women. Like, I don't deal with, so I'm just talking about in general with black women that I've dealt with. Like, why is that always like, okay, before I do this, we have to get married? Because I think, that was kind of a stipulation between me and you before we, got serious.
Do you think I forced you to get married?
I wouldn't say that you forced me to get married, but you put that stipulation on it like, hey, if this
is a standard for me.
Yes.
Okay, I agree. I definitely made sure that was, like, I was very vocal. I wouldn't say very, but I was vocal about what the standard was in dating me and where it was going. I can't speak for all women. I can't speak for all black women. But I will say I have women of multiple different nationalities and races. Black women, white women, Hispanic, Asian, Polynesian. I can literally name friends from multiple places. And all of us, I don't know if it's that Cinderella fairy tale from the Disney movies we watched as kids, but I will say it's more common, to me, it's more common for women to want to be married to the person that they're going to spend the rest of their life with. Not only because it shows that you're committed to them in the relationship, but because, like, that's just how we are, like, brought up. Like, you get married, then you have kids, right?
But my thing is, don't you know, and I don't want to say nobody's name on here without going through them, but how many people do you know that's not married that's in a very committed relationship?
Several.
Yes.
And the thing is, too, it's funny that you say that because I didn't get to touch on all the points that I wanted to say yet. But it's funny that you say that because when my friends who've been with their partners for 10 years say they're getting married, I'm like, why?
Right.
I mean, even though I had that standard before, when I was 23, right? The standard when I was 23 was, well, if you want to be with me, then for a long period of time, then we need to talk about getting married at some point.
But we both agree that in doing that, it's not everything that it's cracked up to be.
I think those are relationships, though. For my friends who've been with their boyfriends for 10 years, it's like, what, at this point, you're going to change your last name. But what's going to change?
Yes.
In my mind, you're already in a marriage.
Yeah.
Like, relationships in general are going to be...
And with all due respect, I want to say this. I don't agree with the traditional marriage. Like, if I can go back, what I would do is, me and you would sit down, we would, hey, let's write something out, a bondage between me and you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Get a notary, because that's more powerful than anything, and go that route, something that me and you agree upon. Whereas doing it through the traditional way, it's a lot of stuff that's in those, government that you don't necessarily...
Paperwork.
Right.
Well, I think that's a part of the marriage part. Like, maybe not initially, but I think in this day and age, marriage is a legal bonding agreement. Right? It means that I have legal responsibility to you.
Yes. Your
finances, your decisions in life, whatever happens to you happens to me. I know people who was married to people who literally got divorced just so they didn't have that paper trail together anymore, so they could have separate lives without being affected by what their partner was doing.
Right. And I think, to me, the marriage isn't more of a license, it's more of insurance for the woman.
I think it's insurance for both parties.
I don't, but how, like, to my thing, just me thinking, how does it benefit the man if you get a divorce?
Well, if that woman makes more money than him, then he gets.
But that's not money. More than often. That's not the case. The man always makes more money than a woman, and he loses the house. He loses everything, or splits everything down the middle, and he ends up losing. So I think it's more of insurance for women than it is.
That sounds very misogynistic.
I know it does, but I'm just saying. But I'm speaking facts though. Like, if you get a divorce,
that's not facts. Those are perception. That's opinion. Because
but
all men don't make more than women.
All
marriages, the male is not the breadwinner, and I can name probably 10 marriages where the male is not the breadwinner.
But here's what I'm going to say. Can you name more where the man is the breadwinner?
No.
So you can name more relationships where the woman is the breadwinner?
Where women make more money than their men, yes. Working women, I know several working women. I only know about, I can only think of maybe 2 or 3 women that I know that work from home.
So here's what I'm going to ask you then. So step away from people that you may know. Let's just say, in general, if you did a study right now, everybody in America, and said, does the man make more than a woman? Can we both agree that...
In general, men make more than women
because
of the world we live in. But in
so
marriages...
we're on the same page there. Okay.
But in marriages, it's not always a benefit for... I mean, you're only looking at it on the money aspect. It can be a benefit for a woman to leave her man because she no longer has the responsibility of taking care of her husband. People don't think about stuff like that, right? If single women, a lot of times when people are single and they've been single for a long time, they're okay with it because they realize the responsibilities they had in marriage that they don't have anymore. They can still spend their money how they want. They can still eat and do everything they want, but they don't have to tend to their husbands. Whereas people who are married, they know that they have to take care of their kids, they have to take care of their house, and they have to take care of their husband.
Right.
So for a lot of people, it's not only the benefit of money. Sometimes it's the benefit of freedom. So I think we have to look at that as well. Like, if you want to say it's assurance for women,
freedom is always better when you got somebody else's money.
All people don't leave marriages and get money.
Yeah, but a lot of them
do. Are we talking about celebrities here or regular people?
I'm just talking about regular people.
I don't know a lot of people who get money. Like, if you work and they work, it's like child support, alimony. They do it just like they do child support. How much do you make? How much do you make? And this is what you split in the middle.
How many men benefit off child support?
Men have too much pride to put women on child support. Most of them, at least.
But anyway, back to the original question. Why? So, in knowing what you know, would you tell your daughter, like, hey, that should be a stipulation, like marriage?
I don't know about stipulation, but definitely a standard.
Standard, okay.
I would still say that's a standard. Because just like I didn't want to be just another baby mama, I don't want my daughter to be.
Yeah.
So if this man sees a future with you, then he's going to make sure that happens. He's going to make sure that he cares about you and that child and not just want to have kids with you and lay up with you and share bills with you. If some people don't even do that.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, my reason for having marriage as a standard was because we were moving forward in our relationship again. And with that, I didn't want us to go into something where we thought that we were going to procreate and then go our separate ways. Like, I'll let you know from the very beginning, I want to raise our children together. I want us to, whatever way we choose to do that, whether we homeschool them or send them off to boarding school, if we millionaires or if we in the poorhouse, regardless, I wanted to do it together. And I wanted to make sure that your commitment was not just to making babies with me, but to being with me. And so that's why that standard is for me.
Yeah.
Now, all women don't have that same reason. Some people want to be married for financial reasons. Some people want to be married because they digmatized. Some people, everybody has different reasons for why they want to be married. Me personally, I do have that standard, and I still believe in that standard, because if you want, whether we went to a notary and wrote out our own vows, or if we just decided to throw some sand into the ocean, regardless, in my opinion, if you want to be with me and if you want to have kids with me, then you want to be with me. If you don't want to have kids with me and you don't want to be with me, then that's fine. We can, fuck around and date, but we're not going to move forward into this long-lasting relationship with children and you don't see a future with me.
Right.
And that was just my views. That's still how I feel.
But I still think that you're taking it more just like you. I'm talking about more of a broader thing, like not just your situation, but I'm just saying.
I think lots of women feel that way, though. I think lots of women want that reassurance from a man that you're not just in this for a short period of time. Like, if you really want to be with me, if you really want to have a future with me, then you're going to marry me.
I know, but nothing really changes in marriage. I think
it don't.
I think that, and I think that's the
perception.
I think that's the perception that women get. Like, oh, once he marries me or he does that, he's going to change. Like, people, like, it's gonna be the same relationship. Nothing gonna change. Like,
I agree with that.
My buddy, when he got married, he said, "Ain't nothing changed but our last name. That's the only thing that changed was her last name. Like, nothing changes."
I agree.
Yeah.
And that commitment that I promise to be here. This is the commitment that I'm putting out there.
Yeah. But I mean, you can still be committed without being married.
You can be, but not everybody is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I not everybody want commitment, but
shout out to all those married people out there.
Don't sound so enthusiastic about it.
Shout out to all those single people out there. Shout out to everybody. Hey, do what you want to do. Don't do nothing that's the original mold. Make your own mold. Do something that you want to do. All right. Now moving on.
I got a question.
Yes.
Do you feel forced into this marriage?
Yes.
You do?
You force me to do everything. You force me to eat certain stuff. I can't eat this. Force me. I'm just kidding. No, I don't feel.
I'm like, what?
It's okay, but I did. My mom forced me to do, so I'm kind of.
Your mom forced you to marry me?
She didn't force me to marry, but she forced me to do a lot of stuff growing up I didn't want to do. So I kind of like.
So I'm like a mom figure.
Yes, I see a little bit of teasing in you. In you. But every man does that. Every man wants, just a couple qualities of his mother and his significant other.
Really?
Just like I think like every, woman wants to see that doesn't have daddy issues, wants to see certain traits of her father and her
Why
man.
is that when you talk about women, it's daddy issues? But when you talk about men, all men want to see a little bit of his angelic mother and his wife. And then, the bitches without daddy issues. Well, they want to see, but not the bitches with daddy issues. They don't know what they want.
We trying to get her to stop cussing so much, y'all.
I got a little thing, and I'm told myself I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna cut a leaf off of each of my plants every time I say a cuss word.
And I think that's what we discussed. I said, why every time you doing something, somebody else got to suffer from you trying to do something? Like, man. All right, moving on. Jeez Louise. All right. Let's talk about the rappers just died.
Mo3?
Mo3 and King Von. Oh. I've actually met King Von before.
Dang, did you?
Yes. He's a real cool dude.
Wow.
Small, but everybody's small.
Everybody's small. I mean, just in general. Like, have you ever looked up, like, the heights of, like, different rappers and actors?
No, but I find you doing that a lot.
I do. I always look up people's zodiac signs and their height. I don't know why, but
yeah. King Von died in Atlanta. Up and coming artist. Real, like, I just kind of, the kids kind of got me on his music. Real, like I said, I met him before. Real nice guy. Now, Mo3, I didn't really listen to him, but
I never listened to either of them, actually.
Really?
No, I didn't. But you're around a lot more you're a teacher, so you're around students. They're giving you,
Yeah.
I listen to what EJ listen to. He don't listen to Mo3 or King Von.
He listened to King Von.
Oh, he do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now Mo3, I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I stay hip. EJ showed me the dances and the music.
Oh. Do you know? Let's talk about Mo3 situation. Do you kind of know what?
I know that he was gunned down in Dallas.
On the highway.
On the highway. I don't know if it was related to I don't know if the people who shot him are the same people who shot Boosie, but I do know that Boosie got shot too.
Yes, and he got shot in the leg, but he's
diabetic.
Diabetic. He may lose his leg.
That's what I heard.
Amputate his leg. That's gonna suck.
Suck.
Yes.
Suck. That's. Is there anything worse than suck? Because that shit's terrible.
But I'm once again.
Watch your profanity.
So, but it could be worse.
You know what? I was thinking today when I was driving to work. I said, I never put on my seatbelt, like, on time. Like, my alarm goes off several times. And I finally put on my seatbelt, and I was like, I always think, like, if I get into a car accident and I die, whatever, But sometimes there's things worse. Like, surviving, but not having legs. How bad would that be? Right?
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. That's what Boosie remind me of. Like, I can't think of anything worse than losing a limb. Like, to me, I don't know, to be a pop star. I mean, he's so big, in the rap game. Maybe not the biggest, but still, he's just so big. He's big enough.
Yeah. When is this whole rapper thing going to stop? Like, when is this, rappers killing each other? Because King Von's situation was more of like rapper on rapper beef.
Was it?
Yes.
Do you think that Mo3 and Lil Boosie's was similar?
I think Mo3's was a setup. I think he got set up. Because for somebody to catch you on the highway, that mean they knew you were.
They knew where you were.
Yeah. They knew where you were heading. So I think that's more of a setup. And I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar a woman was involved.
Dang, you got a lot of female hate today.
No, it's not. I'm not trying to say, but I'm just saying though. I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar that a woman was involved.
Wow, show your true colors today,
It's not
Gemini.
women. It's not woman hate. I'm just saying. So if it comes out that a woman was involved, then what?
What if it wasn't?
How
would you feel? How would you feel?
I would feel bad
if you sat there and blamed women again.
I would feel bad.
How long have we been doing this? 10 minutes, and you done said 30,000 negative things about women.
No, we've actually been doing this for about 45 minutes.
Already?
I'm kidding.
To say what?
Yeah. Where's Black Lives Matter?
I think Black Lives Matter is more so for white people against black people, not black people against black people.
My thing is Black Lives Matter only matter when the police are killing us. When the police are killing black people,
Black
that's when
Lives Matter is ran by a white corporate company. It's not ran by black people.
But I understand. But who's the face of it? young black people protesting and all this. Like, why is there never a protest when it's black on black crime?
Because we don't protest each other. We don't tell on each other.
So do black lives really matter?
Do they matter to you?
They do.
They don't matter. I'm just playing.
Like I said, black lives only matter when a police officer.
I think if people were willing to tell on each other, then it could be more Black Lives Matter movements for black on black crime, right?
Yeah.
But people don't tell on each other. Like, we hear gunshots all the time.
Yes.
Wherever we are. Depending on where you are, you decide whether or not you're going to call the police. Right? Like, if you're in a predominantly black area, right, where the crime rate is high, are you going to call the police just because you heard gunshots? No. If you're at the mall, are you going to call the police when you hear gunshots? Yes. If you're in the suburbs, are you going to call the police if you hear gunshots? Yes. And you're going to take, oh, it was that white man right there wearing the glasses that came in here shooting. You'll tell on him. But you'll see a little black boy shoot his gun, like shoot and run.
Shoot.
And he ran through your yard, jumped your fence.
Yeah.
And everything. And the police will say, did you see him? And we'll say, nope.
No,
I didn't see who it was.
You need to get out my yard, officer. Officer, I don't know what. Hey.
You making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I got rights. You on my property. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah. We got to do better, man.
We got to
do better. Let's raise these babies. That's what we got to do. We got to change the way of these babies.
Yeah,
on to the next subject.
And these raggedy black mamas got to be there for their kids, right?
These strong, beautiful, black, strong
with daddy
queens
issues.
With daddy issues. We need.
I hate you today. You are clowning.
On to the next subject.
What?
My bad. Alex Trebek died.
What? Let me Google who that is.
I was just gonna say, because I wanted to do that to you because my dad called me. He was like, "You see, Alex Trebek died." I was like, "Who he play for?" He just. It was a long pause. It's the host of Jeopardy.
I saw they were trying to get the black dude for. What's the black dude they want to be the new host of Jeopardy? Not know why they were talking about him.
Steve Harvey.
That's Family Feud, fool.
But I just wanted to do the same thing to you because my dad called me and he was upset that I didn't know who Alex Trebek was by first and last name. You didn't either. I said, dude, you know how long ago that was?
That's the show that he watched with his mama.
Yes.
Like, well, why would we know that?
Yeah.
That's way before our time.
Yeah. But that's sad, you know, Alex Trebek.
Yeah,
the Jeopardy. But Jeopardy is in everybody. It's a part of everyone's life. If you were born and raised in America, you pretty much know what Jeopardy is.
Right.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, it's a game show.
Oh yeah, to all my listeners out there, you know, in other countries, we have a traditional show by the name of Jeopardy. YouTube it. I guess they kind of give you a phrase, and you're supposed to know exactly what.
Like the definition or something, right? I don't know.
We're not describing it right to my people.
I've never played Jeopardy.
Yeah, my listeners in Italy, they like, just YouTube
what?
it. Yeah, just
Google it.
Google it, YouTube it, so you can kind of get an idea of what it is. I'm gonna feel bad if they show it in other countries though. Like,
they might.
Like, don't talk to us like we're a third world country.
No, it's not even about being a third world country. It's just that we're not there, so we don't know what they show on their local TV channels. So it's not to be offensive or anything like that.
I'm glad you said that because I always like my listeners because, you know, like a lot of times they'll hit me up and be like, what does this mean? Because, you know, like a lot of people that we did interviews with, they say certain things like clout. And I don't know how many emails I got about
clout.
What does clout mean?
How did you explain it?
I just said clout is kind of like attention.
Okay.
Is what we say for attention here in the States.
Negative attention.
I didn't necessarily say negative. I just thought like, you know, somebody that's chasing attention. Period.
Attention hoe.
Is
that a cuss word too?
I didn't say that. But I did say attention of somebody that wants attention.
You want to know something that I've been researching lately?
Uh-oh.
Speaking of profanity.
What's that?
I've been... This is kind of embarrassing, y'all.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to share it. But
do I need to cut the mic down? So
no.
Make you think that you're saying something you don't know?
Don't mute me.
How they did Forrest Gump.
But this is for... This is for... This is for all the women out there. And I'm
Jenny
sure...
was a hoe.
Jenny was a hoe. She
was a hoe. But go ahead.
But you hate women, so...
His mama was a hoe, too. That's another story for another day.
Edward, the things that I want to say to you...
I'm sorry. Let's go back.
Woman hater. Y'all, I bet y'all wondering how am I married to somebody who hates women so much. And I'm such a feminist. And he just sitting here hating on us.
I don't hate women. I can't. I cannot hate women.
Okay, you just don't like most of them.
No, I'm not saying that I don't like most of them. Women have tendencies.
And so do men.
They do. You need to bring them to the forefront then.
You haven't called...
Bring them to the forefront.
I love men so much, especially my black men. I got 4 black sons. I love them so much, I refuse to talk down on them. It's kind of like snitching.
Maybe I need more daughters then.
No. The answer is no.
Okay, anyway, let's go back to what you were looking up about profanity.
So, I've been doing research on becoming more feminine. I've been doing that because I feel like I am, I don't know, I'm not going to say I'm masculine, but I hate when people like say things like, oh, you're bold or you're aggressive, or like, I hate people say stuff like that to me because to me, I'm not aggressive, I'm assertive. And I think there's a difference between people who assert themselves and people who know what they want and people who are aggressive or mean or harsh, right? So I've been looking up ways to be like more feminine and like really embrace like more of my feminine energy. And the number one rule to becoming more feminine is to stop cursing.
You know, you Google a lot of stuff. I didn't realize this about you until the other day. I said, damn, you Google everything you want to find something about, you Google. You know there's an algorithm for every, so it's kind of like you may think that you're Googling something, but you know they kind of funnel you into thinking a certain way. You do know that, right?
Who's they?
The people that runs it. And this is real. No, I'm dead serious. I'm gonna make you watch this documentary too. I'm dead serious. They put all this information together to figure who you are out, and they kind of guide you into
who they want me to be.
Yes. And then they get you to spend all this money on Amazon and have packages show up every day. You say, hey, I need this, and every time I come to the house, I'm like, there's another package.
The last 2 packages were yours, though.
Okay.
I got them for you.
I understand that, but Amazon shouldn't be here every day.
It'd be like $3, free shipping, 2-day shipping.
Like I said, you know that they're guiding you into doing that.
Anyway, I'm becoming more feminine and embracing my feminine energy, and the Google is guiding me to being a woman.
I'm finna get a job there, so I can hop in there and guide you.
What you gonna guide me to do?
The right thing.
Do the right thing.
Do the right
Love.
thing.
Hate.
Alright, brother, man, on to the next. NBA draft was last night. NBA draft, shout out to those young brothers who changed their family lives forever.
Some of them are so emotional.
Yes. But you know what I found out about? I didn't find out, but it kind of just, like, basketball players are different. Basketball players are some whores. Because when you watch in the NFL, like when I watched the NFL draft, like every top lottery pick had his girl. She was like, how many of them you saw last night? How many girls did you see?
Well, they quarantined.
They was quarantining with the NFL players too. Every NFL player, the one even had to snatch his phone from his old lady. But I'm watching this basketball draft. I'm like, damn, ain't nobody got a girl.
That was weird.
That wasn't weird. That was smart. Smart. Meaning they got something else in their sights.
Okay, so when a man is being a hoe, then it's smart. But if Jeannie don't know what she want in Forrest Gump, then Jeannie a hoe. And Forrest Gump mama a hoe. You ain't say they smart.
Let me tell you.
You see, that's what I mean. It's right. It's on wax. Now you can go back and listen.
It is on wax, baby. But I'm gonna tell you like how my dad told me. All right. Shout out to
the biggest
Big Eddie.
Ed.
Big Ed. Shout out to Big Eddie. He told me if one key can open every lock, that's a good key, right? Right? If you had one key and it can open any lock, that's a good key, right?
Right.
Now, if you had a lock and any key could open it, that's a shitty lock, ain't it?
You want to know what I think?
I'm just saying.
I think that's the biggest misogynistic thing that you could say to somebody.
But I'm just saying, I know we just live in a society where our cop out is, that's misogynistic and that's our cop out. But I'm just saying, in general, if you had a key that can unlock any lock, that would be a valuable key, correct? I'm just saying though, would that not be a valuable key? If you
yes.
All right, and if you had a lock that any key could open it.
There you go.
That's why I feel. Okay.
Now listen, because you did enough talking now.
And we're gonna go to a commercial break. All right. How they always say, we gotta pay the bills. You gotta pay those bills. Pay those bills.
What kills me about you is how unconventional you are, right?
So unconventional.
No, shut up.
I can agree with that.
You're so unconventional in so many different things, in the way we raise our children, in the way that we live our lives, and the things that we value. And I agree with most things, right? Because I'm really an easygoing person. I can go with the flow.
What? Are you kidding me?
I go with the flow.
Did you really? Like, you said that with a straight face.
I go with the flow.
You do. Oh,
I go with the flow, yo.
Somebody call. Oh, you ain't live.
Live.
You supposed to be Facebook Live. Somebody call in and
say what?
And say how much of stopping the flow you do.
Okay. Who we gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
So, you so unconventional in so many ways, but when it comes to women and men, you sound like a Muslim. You sound like
I don't now see. Now I think that's very disrespectful. I wouldn't. Now that I gotta stop you. I don't. Let's not say.
Okay.
Let's not say that.
Let me go. Okay. Well, you sound conventional.
Okay.
You sound.
Okay. Let's go back and not say that.
When it comes to speaking about male versus female roles and what we do and how we're supposed to be, you are very. It's very old-fashioned.
No.
Okay, can I finish? You go back to the 1950s when it comes to men and women. Oh, women benefit more than the men, and women get to stay at home with the kids, and the man got to make all the money. And ain't you gonna cook dinner? And
but I cook dinner.
You do cook dinner. You do.
So that
no.
So that's
no, but at the end of the day, when it comes to home life, when it comes to me being a woman and you being a man, when it comes to other women being hoes versus men being hoes, when it comes to...
I don't condone hoism at all. Not for men or women.
But it's smart when a man does it.
It's not smart.
And a woman is a hoe.
I'm just kind of...
If a woman does
I'm just pulling your chain. It's not smart. I don't agree with that. I don't want...
Well, I'm just saying, like, I just think that you should... If you're gonna be unconventional, like, be unconventional. Like, think outside the box for everything, not just everything in men.
I'm sorry that you feel like that. It's just that I hold women to a higher standard because I look at women as gods.
Then why are you talking down about them so much today?
Because I talk down on the actions of women and how women should be, and I think a lot of women don't stand to those standards. Like, you have, like, to me, like I said, women to me are a god. Like, goddess, God.
Empress.
It's, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at them. So it's not that I don't like women. It's just that I think that they have to step their game up. And I think if women step their game up, men will follow suit.
Women need to step their game up. Women, y'all heard it from a man. Y'all need to step y'all game up.
You ain't a woman?
I don't need to step my game up, baby. I'm doing this shit. And I'm good at it. You don't think so?
You alright.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Now back to the NBA draft. A lot of those brothers didn't have significant others.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think basketball players are whores.
They're whores or they're hoes?
Whores.
Mm.
Whores.
Okay.
What you think? You know you on camera doing that now.
Okay. I'm like a rat when I make that face.
The last Ball brother got drafted last night.
And I'm a fan. I don't care what nobody say. I'm a fan of his father. I'm a fan of them. I'm a fan of their family.
I'm the biggest fan of LeVar. You are not a Ball.
I'm a Ball.
But anyway,
BBB.
And I just think that everybody called him crazy. Remember how bad they talked about the dad?
You speak things into existence.
Yes. Shout out
the power of the tongue.
He is the definition of a black father.
He is the definition of manifestation.
Yes.
Greatness.
Yes.
Expecting greatness.
Yes.
Okay, speaking of the balls, did you see? Okay, I had this conversation with you.
What?
That LeVar Ball said, "Too bad you didn't find a girl before now because whoever you meet now."
Yes.
So what did he say?
He do I need to pull it up or you gonna kind of paraphrase it?
I'll paraphrase it.
Okay, go ahead.
Basically, he said, "Too bad you didn't find a girlfriend by now because now whoever you meet is gonna be a hoe."
Right, talking to the younger son, saying
Yeah.
you ain't gonna never be nobody that loves you for you now.
Yeah. Which is crazy because I was literally having this conversation with our 13-year-old, like knowing how to discern what people want from you and who is being nice to you based on what they think you're going to be and who's based on being nice to you based on who you are. Because right now you're in puberty, you're a dick, right? He knows that. But we love him regardless, right? You're going to grow out of it. You're still going to be my big boy. I'm still going to love you regardless. But there are people who are going to target you for what they think they can get from you.
Yeah.
And out of you. And here his dad is telling him the exact same thing, but because it's on a public stand, people are looking at him like,
why'd you say that?
Why would you say that? Why are women our hoes?
Hey.
Well, he can meet somebody that's going to be, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that
is great advice to give his son.
I'm not necessarily going to say whoever he marries is going to be a hoe.
But it's going to be hard to find somebody that loves him for being...
It's going to be a standard of, my husband has to have money. My husband has to have this. My husband has to have that. He has to come from this type of lifestyle.
Because they going to come from a certain
They're going to come from a certain lifestyle.
Yeah. He's
not going to meet no average Joe girl that just... I mean, he could.
Yeah.
Some girl that just graduated from law school about to, starting her career.
I mean, she ain't going to deal with no NBA player.
She might.
She might. But I think he's 100% correct. He's not going to never...
But, let's think about people like Lala and Carmelo. Yeah. They met while he was already in the draft, right? After he'd already been drafted.
But she was already famous.
She was, but she wasn't making what he was making.
No, but she probably was more recognizable than he was. Remember, she was on one of the top video shows, and that was when video shows were everything.
Yeah, probably right.
Yeah, she was.
And she was already out there.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's probably what. It'll probably be something similar. Like he'll probably have to meet somebody that already got their own money in order to feel like they are equal. Romantically, not romantically, but in a loving relationship. Because if you just meet another girl in the club, you already know what she's after.
Yeah.
She ain't on birth control or nothing.
Yeah, man, shout out to the Ball family, man. Big fans of them. Next.
I got a question. One more question.
I got an answer.
What are you gonna say to our boys? Like, when did they go pro? And
they know when they go pro.
When they go pro.
Yeah.
And they bring home girls, right? And one of our sons bring home a girl that you don't agree with. You know she's after his money. She's not a good fit. She don't laugh at our family jokes. She don't eat what we eat. She changing him. Like, it's just all the things that you don't want your son to bring home for Thanksgiving.
Right.
Right. But he love her and she, doing all the things to him that he want.
Yeah. I'm
He about to marry her without a prenup. What
you
gonna do?
That won't happen because I'm gonna have my boys on so much game. It ain't nothing nobody's ever gonna be able to do to them that they won't know. Like I'm gonna have them so on point when it comes to that aspect. Like, yeah, she may think that she's gonna get this or get that, but he's gonna be well. They're gonna be well.
Okay.
Like they're gonna be so
educated
in financial literacy and all that stuff and how things work. Like those are conversations that we're gonna have.
What if it's too late though and they just
it won't be because
what if she say the opposite? Who was it that got married and she wouldn't walk down the aisle because he didn't sign the prenup? He wanted her to sign the prenup.
Steven Jackson. They won't. My boys won't do that. They won't go against me.
Oh, like you are with your dad.
I think I kind of go against my dad because there's certain things that he didn't teach me.
What about the things that he does teach you? He did teach you, but you don't agree with it.
I think we still have conversations about those, and we kind of go back and forth about a lot of things that he did that I didn't agree with.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we can have that therapy session another day, but today ain't that day. Today ain't that day. All right. You got something against my father? Wait till I call him.
I don't got nothing against your daddy. I just think he raised a misogynist.
I'm gonna show tell him you gonna say that so he can call you and let you know how he really.
I love him. I just texted him today.
Yeah. All right. Next is Jeezy versus Gucci battle comes on today. Who you got?
I saw a post and it was like, old Gucci and his clone about to tear Jeezy ass up.
My brother had the perfect analogy for this. Shout out to my brother H. James. He said that Gucci versus Jeezy is like AI versus hot sauce. And I don't know if you know who hot sauce is, but hot sauce was like one of the biggest and one basketball guys ever. And to me, that's the greatest analogy because there was a point in time where hot sauce was probably more sought after than AI. Like if somebody said like, oh, AI coming, you'd be like, okay. But like you like hot sauce coming. Now I can't speak for everybody, maybe like suburb kids and all that, but growing up where I grew up, if hot sauce was to come, you would be like, I'm there. You know what I mean? But now obviously AI had longevity.
Right.
Because it's like, he played in NBA, he was more, just on a higher level than AI. But I think that's the perfect analogy for that. I think Jeezy was the hot sauce of a point in time where it was like, all right.
But he didn't have that longevity.
As Gucci does.
Yeah, Gucci been around.
Yeah. But I think there was a point in time, especially when we was in high school, that if somebody was like, Jeezy's coming, you like, I'm there. And then somebody's like, Gucci coming, you be like,
I like Jeezy.
I do too. I like Jeezy too. I like Gucci. I like Gucci better than I like Jeezy. But there's a point in time where Jeezy would have rivaled Gucci. Where I'd have been like, no. Like when I was in high school, no, I want to go see
I think
Gucci.
It's more so the feelings that are going to come about when we do the battle.
Yeah.
I think that's really more so what I am like confused about. I mean, I like both of them. And just to say Jeezy's name, I'm not going to. It doesn't ruffle me, but when I hear his music, I'm probably gonna be like, my young nigga from the bottom of the bed, but
it's just gonna give you that.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Jeezy.
Over Gucci?
No, I'm
gonna say you gonna have to leave, woman. And that's a big thing on social. Like people are. On Facebook, that's all I've been seeing was Gucci versus Jeezy, and
I've been seeing that everywhere too. And honestly, we just gonna have to wait and see. We gotta see what they play. Like, all Gucci is good.
Yeah. All right, let's get
Gucci's
to the rest.
Good, but
let's get through the rest of this stuff because we got stuff we gotta do. The PS5 and the Xbox just came out. Somebody said if your old lady didn't get you that, you ain't doing something right. Just want to put that out there. I didn't get either. So that means something I have to work on.
I next year.
Yeah,
because you're doing a lot right, baby.
But you said for Christmas.
What?
So they said if you didn't get it right now, you ain't doing something right. How do you feel about guys that play video games? How do you and your friends feel about guys that play video games?
All of my friends, partners, and husbands play video games.
Really?
All of them.
So you cool with it?
I didn't say that I was cool with it.
So tell me what y'all think. What do you and your friends talk about when you know?
I don't think we actually talk about what it means to us. I think we're all different. You know what I mean? So we're all different. Like I have one friend, they're actually on a schedule, right? Where this is when I need you. This is when you can play the game. But they're very
Really?
Yes.
What friend is that? Don't say that name. I was going to say what?
This is when I need you. This is when you can play the game. I mean, but to me that makes sense. It makes sense to them because that's the kind of couple that they are.
What? Okay.
Well, why not? I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
We got all these kids.
I know.
So I think
yeah, let's not even go there. Yeah.
The reason why that wouldn't work for you, number one, is because you're an
spontaneous.
addict.
I'm spontaneous.
Yeah, and you're an addict. Like when you start playing the game, that's all you focus on. Like
I think that's what
Edrin can come and sit on your head with a shitty diaper, and you're gonna be like, "Man, sit down real quick. Hold on." you gonna sit him down on your lap and be like, "Hold on, here, hold this, Daddy. Hold on, hold on." But remember that time, y'all. I will never let this up.
I know.
Never.
You stop talking about this. But the thing is I was finna beat the boss battle. I was finna get the highest level on Call of Duty. I wasn't finna mess that up for nobody.
No, not even yourself.
Not even myself.
Or our carpet.
But that's what I'm saying.
So let me tell you.
I bought you new carpet. Like you still
okay, we got a new carpet. That's fine. I appreciate that. It was required. However, listen, y'all. I actually offered to buy my husband a game, even though I do not like when he plays the game because he doesn't know how to stop playing. This is a prime example. He was sick one day, right? Downstairs playing the game. Mind you, he got a game chair. He broke it. He sat it on the floor, kept playing the game. Then the game was getting good. I'm downstairs with him. I'm chilling. You know, I'm sitting on the couch. You know, he's playing the game. I'm just sitting next to him. You know, I'm just enjoying his company. I'm on my phone. He's playing the game. Nothing's going on. He starts hacking like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, why are you doing that? Like,
it went down the wrong pipe.
That's what he was sick, y'all. He was actually not feeling well. So he's hacking, coughing up a lung. I'm like, dude, what's wrong? He stands up so he can breathe better. He's still coughing. He's still also playing the game. Dude threw up. I said, what the fuck, Edward? I jumped up like, put the game down. He keep playing. He threw up on the floor, kept playing. Then he threw up, y'all, again. Twice. Same spot, on the floor. Didn't try to catch it. Didn't try to pause the game. Nothing. He just kept throwing up and playing the game until he was done playing the game.
But here's the thing, to my defense, to all my gamers out there, I was playing Call of Duty. I was finna beat the highest level, okay, and meet my last accomplishment that I need for the game. That's the only reason why I did that. So all my gamers, I want y'all to...
You was playing a zombie game.
Yes, it's Call of Duty.
Oh.
That was Call of Duty. So I want all my gamers out there to send in how you understand this. To make sure everybody out there, you, and you too. All right, yeah. You too. I want y'all to kind of send in how that wasn't as bad as she's making it seem.
I promise, it was horrible. It was so horrific. After that, I had no more respect for the game. I didn't care. What. The
Which
thing
is why you want to buy a new one. Girl,
I almost bought him one, but the thing is, I've literally bought him 3. How many PlayStations have I bought you? 3.
How many have you broke though?
I broke 3.
Okay.
I bought 3.
Okay.
But why did I break them?
I don't know.
Because he's an addict, y'all. He'll play the game when I need. If I am cooking dinner and we got 4 kids running around this house, help me with the kids. Like, he can't stop. He can't blink. He don't sleep. He don't shower. He don't eat unless I literally come down there and put the food in his mouth. He won't do anything.
See,
I think he.
You're lying on him.
I think
Tell the people the truth.
I think he refuses
Sierra,
to eat
I'm
so he
your
don't have to
conscience.
shit. Just so he
Sierra,
can keep playing
Sierra,
the game.
I'm your conscience. You're not being truthful.
Okay.
Sierra, I'm your conscience. Tell the truth. Tell the people the truth.
I have a problem with the game because you don't have boundaries. You don't know how to step away from it. You don't know how to do both. Like, the house is a mess when you get a new game because you don't know how to stop until you beat a new level or the next level. The next level is like...
Sierra, I'm your conscience. You should have got him a PlayStation 5.
I asked you if he wanted one.
Sierra, I'm your conscience.
I was literally waiting. It was almost 6 o'clock.
Sierra,
It was
I'm your
4
conscience.
o'clock. I missed the one at 3 o'clock.
You're talking to your conscience.
Conscious, then. Shut up, conscience. It was 3 o'clock and I had just missed the 3 o'clock one. So it was 4 o'clock and I finally said, well, why am I doing all this? Let me ask him if he even wanted. I came downstairs. I asked you. You were sitting on the couch in the back cave. I said, for Christmas, do you want this, and this, or this? And you was like, well, why would I want a PlayStation? And you was like, I was like, so you don't want a PlayStation? You was like, well, what are the other things you was going to get me?
Right.
And then I told you what it was. And I said, so do you want those? Or do you want the PlayStation? And he was like, I don't really want a PlayStation. I can get it later.
Yeah, because I didn't get it on the release date. Like, if I wanted one, I wanted it when it came out. But that's just me.
You should have said that. It wasn't too late. I could have got the one at 6 o'clock.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right, everybody. We got to wrap this up.
We do.
And I'm going to end every episode with
a positive note?
A positive note, but a crazy story. A crazy story, because I didn't get to finish my whole Halloween thing. So what we're going to do is every episode, I'm going to end it with a crazy story. All right. Now tell me, this is a real crazy one. When I ran across this, I was just like, there is no way that this is true. All right, I'm going to be quick. I know you looking at your clock. All right, I was going to say, I was a teacher for 17 years, but I couldn't read and write.
What?
Yes.
That was a gym teacher?
No. He was actually a history teacher, an English teacher. He was never social studies teacher. I said history, social studies.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yes. 17 years.
How?
Gentleman by the name of John Cochran in New Mexico, USA. Yes.
How?
He just said he got by his teachers in elementary school. He went to school in New Mexico. His teachers in elementary school just said, because he was a good kid, it was like, oh, he'll be okay next year. And they just moved him on. He got to high school. He was a football player. So everybody, he got his friends to do his work. Boom, boom, boom. They did his work so he could be a football player. Got a full ride scholarship. I won't disclose what school that he went to because he did a lot of illegal things to pass there, but he ended up getting a full ride scholarship. He went to as far as breaking into his teacher's office to get exams and stuff. So he would take exams and he would give the exam out the window to like one of his frat buddies. They would do the test for him, give it back to him. So now he got his high school diploma. He got a degree, right?
Wow.
He was in college. He was a senior in college, and he had the reading level of a second grader. So he went as far as stealing the file cabinet where the test was out of his teacher's office. Took the test out of there. That's how he graduated. He ended up couldn't really find a job, but they knew him as the football hero. So he went, worked for the high school. Still couldn't read and write. Worked there for 17 years. He said the thing that changed his life was the Bush, First Lady Bush, implemented this thing for adult literacy, and that's how he learned how to read and write. But he didn't. He taught for 17 years and couldn't read and write. All right, I'm gonna post the thing up on the page that way.
That's scary.
See. It is. Man.
I'm scared.
Do you think he was white, black, or Native American, or Mexican?
He was a good football player?
Yes.
I think he was black.
Hell no. No fucking way. Get away with no shit like that. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to be back on schedule So, like I said, I appreciate everybody that tuned in, all my new listeners. We're up to about 5,000 followers on the Instagram page.
Wow.
5,000 followers on the Instagram page. We got other pages coming up. The website will be up soon. Like I said, we're going to branch off into other episodes like F Your Thoughts. Who's going to be, it's going to be other people in the room. That's going to be a branch off. And then we're going to have a lady segment for the ladies.
Yay. Right?
Lady segment for the ladies.
Whoa.
But it's all going to be under the same umbrella of
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible in the production company that I've created. It's so good to be back. Now y'all got visuals of us and y'all can see what we doing and how we do things. Make sure you come back now. Make sure you come back now. And remember, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Peace out.